Greetings and salutations, universe. This is Creeta, and this is Omnifactory, and this is my little helm. The funny thing is, we can look at the top of the helmet by looking at this screen right here. Right there, you can see the top of it. Kind of looks like a Crusader helmet. I think that's kind of nifty. Now, in between episodes, I have been hard at work. We have 8 more machines up there, and what those guys are doing is they are taking sulfuric, heavy, and light fuel, along with naphtha and sulfuric gas, I believe. And we are basically processing those into their proper forms: heavy fuel, light fuel, naphtha, and refinery gas. Which was, I believe, part of the quest that we needed to do for Petrochem. Now, I have not actually handled any buckets full of this stuff, so let's reach in here real quick. I believe we need... Have we processed all of the oil? I think we might have. But I think we can at least grab some fuel. We're going to be grabbing heavy fuel and light fuel. Beautiful. And along with naphtha. Oh, it's naphtha, maybe. I don't know. My brain says naphtha or naphtha, but that's not it either. Anyway, there we go. And our lovely and beautiful gas, refinery gas. That should complete the quest for us. Does it? Does it not? Sulfuric stuff. We need all the sulfuric stuff first. And thankfully, we are able to grab the sulfuric stuff out of our chemical reactors there. Now that definitely should complete the quest. There we go. Sulfuric. And is it also going to complete the normal quest? Aha! Refinery gas, and it'll probably hit all of these at the same time. Naphtha, light fuel, heavy fuel, refinery gas, all the awesome stuff. Ooh, we also need the hydrogen sulfide. I don't know if we ended up doing anything with that. Hydrogen. There we go. Beautiful. Hydrogen sulfide. Not too sure if it thinks that this is just purely a byproduct. A simple chemical reaction with water reprocesses it into useful sulfuric acid, or can be electrolyzed to recover our hydrogen. So, not sure what we'll end up doing with that, but that is a whole bunch of quests totally completed for our pleasure. Now, we are distilling all of the oil that we had in our oil sands. We had like 12,000 buckets or something like that. Why is this turning off? My AE system, when I'm in a terminal, will just randomly say, no, I'm going to turn off. Boop. Very frustrating, and I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's just like a quick little lag spike or something. But the lag, I think it's doing quite well. Not that great right now. I'm kind of stressing it out. But here we are as a distillation tower set up very similarly to all of the other ones. We have 4 output hatches for the interfaces and an overflow container as well. Now we just need some flowing oil, and I think that will be fantastic. I have yet to do anything with the actual stuff. We have cracked it, which is fantastic, and if we want, we could probably make some diesel. Yeah, sure, why not? Just utilizing our little chemical reactor right here. I think it is this, right? Chemical reactor. Oh, it's not. We need to use a mixer. Okay. Is this a spare mixer? I think it is. Cool. We're just going to toss in a little bit of light fuel, a little bit of heavy fuel, and out pops a reasonable amount of diesel. I appreciate that quite a lot, and that will complete our quest. Now, we can use diesel for the intended purpose, which is to mix it into nitro diesel, but we can also use some biodiesel, so I'm not sure what one we'll end up using, but eventually we are going to need nitro diesel in excess. We're going to need tons of this stuff, but I think we're already doing kind of okay, because our nitro diesel is sitting at 8,000 buckets, which we'll hold off for now. And we can't put diesel away right now, but that's okay. Anywho, now that we have all of this taken care of, I think that the next step is actually to get more oil. And thankfully, there's a quest for an oil drilling rig, and I think that's pretty nifty. Now, I hope, keep in mind when placing that there are 12 pipes that extend downwards from the level of the controller. I'm hoping that this just works, and we don't have to put this in any particular spot. Yes, we have to put it in a spot where 12 pipes can go downwards, but hopefully they'll be able to handle it. Now, I'm just going to set up first a little bit of oil, or the drilling fluid, I think, and that requires some stone dust, like so. Toss those in there, yoink yoink, stone dust. Fantastic, insert, love it, beautiful, can't hate it, no disrespect. Alright, oh, it's this one, always active. Now, you know, setting up these things is actually pretty enjoyable for me. We need some lubricant. I already looked up the recipe, and water? I think it was water. Was it lubricant? You know, I say that I looked up the recipe, but, you know, look at me now. I don't remember. Yeah, it's like a teensy little bit of lubricant and quite a bit of water. No time at all. Gets us a bucket, like a lot of drilling fluid. So once again, this is my system for doing it. We're going to get a little bit of fluid conduit. Because it's so much water and it's so fast, I'm going to basically put in some of these acceleration extraction speed dudes, like so. Toss it right here, yoink, and we want to make sure that, let's see, we're the main thing we're getting, in my opinion, is the lubricant. So we'll pull out on yellow. We're gonna put on a filter just so that drilling fluid doesn't try and get back into the system. I have noticed that is an issue every now and then. And water, beautiful. And now insert on yellow, and just like that, we should be getting a bucket load of lubricant, a whole bunch of that, and there we have some drilling fluid. Next step is to give it a dedicated drive. Awesome. Now we could have this right next to the actual drilling setup, but if we want multiples of these, then just having it in our AE system will be fantastic. Yes, that's a lot of fluids. It's working for me. If it works, whatever, right? If any system that works for you guys, use it. It's working. Leave it alone. And now we're going to be pulling out drilling fluid's kind of a light gray-ish color. So we'll pull it out on light gray, insert right there, and now we're going to set up a fluid level emitter. Yoink. Oh, that's not the right spot. Where was I aiming? Sheesh. We'll just shift right click it right there. We are going to have this be calling for drilling fluid. It'll emit if it's below, or it will not emit if it's below, I think that's 1,000 buckets. So that's buckets. Yoink. 100,000? Yeah, sure. 100,000 drilling fluid. That'll have us set up for a long time. And so that it will actually turn off the machine, we do need a machine controller right there. If this turns on, say by like that, it turns off because we already have 100 buckets. That is marvelous. You know what? 1,000 buckets, maybe a little bit better. Okay, now we just have to get together all of this stuff. I might have to add a little bit of steel production because we don't have small steel pipes in our system. It just never happened to, never occurred to me that we would actually need those. And the steel room is full, so I'll probably hide it somewhere. Ah, it's gonna go right there. Nice. And there we go. We have this already having a machine controller on it. Make sure that we have the power going to that machine. Love it. Hide everything behind some blocks. Now we just need to make sure that the steel pipes are going downwards. Aha, there we go. They're going down. Beautiful. This number should go up on the top left, 54 to 56. And I already know that it's locked. We're just going to toss a redstone upgrade on that. Now it's power 1. This is set to power 12, so once we have quite a lot of steel pipes, then that is supplying right next to this one. This one's set at 12 as well, so we'll have 1600 small steel pipes. Whew! I love these passive systems so much, and as a reminder, I do all that redstone control to help us reduce lag. Alright, now what are we doing? We want to make the whole drilling setup pretty easily, I think. The main problem is probably the drilling rig itself, and that looks quite standard. And we also need to set up a quick little crafting system for the pipes. Probably going to do something very similar to this, where we have an interface where the crafter pulls it out, and then a storage bus on the side. Never did move that paper spot, but I guess you just live there now. And a pipe will probably live here. And with that set up, just a reminder, if you do these little funny systems, make sure that it's on extract only. Things can get back into it, and even with me only having this on bidirectional for like half a second, this hot tungsten ingot snuck its way in like a sneaky sneak, and we can't have that. No, no. And I think we have pretty much everything. We just need this bucket of drilling fluid so that the quest book knows that we have it, and an oil drilling rig. For some reason it wants ULV fluid and input buses, not too sure why. But everything looks like we're good to go. Where are we going to put this machine? We could put it right here, depending on the size of it. Let's take a quick little peek at what is going on here. So it looks like it does have the look of a drilling rig, which is pretty cool. It's a 5x5, and yeah, I think we could actually just kind of plop it right here, and some stuff can go down the center. This is already looking pretty cool. I like it. Now the funny thing is that I think that the gear boxes go here, and I say I think that because in the actual array, we can't quite do the layer trick. They're just not showing up at all. I can shift move things around. The layers are not showing up, so this is, to my best estimation, is that there is a gearbox right there in the center. I think I'm able to see that. That should be where it goes. Alright, and everything is mostly set up. What I'm mostly looking for is the color distortion. We should see these colors change, particularly on the EV input hatch, when I put a pipe right here. Why didn't that work? Does it, the pipe cares what side you're putting it on? There we go. Yeah, that looks, I think it looks different. Yes. Yes, it now has a different texture. Beautiful. How cool is that? So we can also double check right here. It's mostly just waiting for power and for drilling fluid, and I imagine some pipes. So we have everything hooked up on the back here, and I might have things go through the walls, and we'll just have it hook up. We probably will do some power, just sort of direct like so, and everything else will be connected via AE. This is gonna be great. Okay, I think that's set up. So it should just be as simple as hiding our conduits, like so. Yoink, everything is connected down below. We're going to have power come to this guy. Now our system is powered, yep, receiving power. And we're going to take, because we're pulling up oil, we're going to use black cable. Put a piece of black cable right there, piece of black cable right there, and right there. This interface is going to be getting fluid from the input. Oh, I switched up the hatches. Input bus. I switched up all the interfaces. Oh dear. Actually, I think we'll just fiddle with that ourselves. Not a big deal. Output hatch. Alright, input hatch right there. Now you are getting the fluid. This should be our output hatch because that's what my interfaces are set up as. And we can even see the color change before our eyes. Perfect. This is now getting drilling fluid. This has pipes. And as a result, it should be operational. Yep, we see some progress happening up here. And we should definitely be seeing this guy turn on. Now before, he was not operational because the oil was dried up, so to speak. So down below, we can now see that he does have oil, and the hope is that we will be producing more than it needs, but it doesn't look like that. So our backup, or our bottleneck, so to speak, is going to be our drilling platform over there. Yeah, it's doing okay though. Maybe it matches it. If that green light turns off, okay. This one turns off, which means that this is the bottleneck, and I'm totally okay with this. This will just constantly produce oil in exchange for steel and lubricant, and I think the lubricant is free. What are we making lubricant with? Seed oil and redstone. We have unlimited redstone and we have unlimited seed oil because we are just crushing or extracting from crystallized canola seeds. These things are pretty good. They give 50. At some point we'll probably make empowered, which can make 250, but for now this will do very nicely. Though maybe not. That looks like it's 5 seeds makes one of these. Yeah, I don't know about that. Seed oil. There are other fluids we could use to make lubricant, but that's what I'm choosing to go with right now. Nice. Man, look at this room. Look how cool this is going. Need to shore up that little hole right there. But now that we have effectively infinite oil, we have infinite all the fluids that could come from that, which is just fantastic. I love it. I love it so much that it's hard for me to think of what our wall is made out of, which is temple block. Nice. Now this took me a minute to figure out, and this is a perfect example of why I put fluid filters on these fellows. Is this guy ended up getting hydrogen in him. He's making hydrogen right now out of hydrogen sulfide. We had a massive buildup over a period of time of hydrogen sulfide, like 10,000 buckets or something like that, and all of my hydrogen just went away. It just went poof, gone, inexplicably just disappeared, to the point where we were relying on the methane, and it was a rough time. Now, one good thing is that the refining gas from our oil, I think it doesn't really have a use, as far as I can tell. So, refining gas, we have the steam crack stuff, and that is what I think I already have distilling right here. And we also have the hydros crack stuff, and that's purely just methane, hydrogen, and helium. Maybe that is the better thing. I don't know. I liked the setup of all of these guys. I'm liking it a lot less now. I probably should have done this one. Anywho, but you have to use hydrogen to make it. And then you get, yeah, okay. No, I like the steam stuff. Steam stuff is fantastic. We now have this guy. He's operational, fully operational. Oh dear. Oh, the cats just went crazy for a moment there. Now, be careful of kitty cats. They are fantastic, yet insane. I do have to set up some auto shut-off valves on these guys, but I don't think we're going to need to for a very long time. So it's not a super big focus. What should be a big focus is hooking it up to my AE system. That would be good. There we go. I have a feeling that everything was just going into the trash can. Ay. That's terrible. Okay, now, We don't have much time left in this episode, and I would really like to do a tiny bit of prep work. Specifically, we need a satellite bay. I don't know what these things do, so we'll figure it out later. We need a space ID chip. Oh, okay. So we need to grab some titanium wire. I never thought I would need titanium wire, but we'll give that a shot. Probably enough right there. 16, beautiful. Toss those in again. The frequency of needing a space station ID chip is probably pretty low, so I'm gonna call that A-okay. And then what did it want? It wants a tier 4 circuit. Really should have some tier 4 circuits like on call, but that's okay. No big deal. Takes but a moment to craft them. A little bit longer than a moment. There we go. So that is our space ID chip, space station ID chip, right? That is what I want to prep for, is a space station. I think that is the next frontier, so to speak. And for that, we're going to need a few bits and bobs right here to craft a space station assembler. Now, my idea is, and I think I've talked about this before, is in my last playthrough of Stone Block, I was in a very confined space. It was very different, and I wanted to be able to build on the overworld. Now, this particular overworld is unfortunately slightly laggy. Every now and then, we will get a little bit closer to some spawners that I have not cleared. I've been doing my best to clear spawners out of these cities, but the spawners cause a little bit of lag, along with things like cows. For some reason, they are my biggest sources of lag, and for that reason, I really want to go to space now. And I've never done a space station properly. What I'm talking about is I want to have oxygen rooms so that I can safely AFK without worrying about my O2 dropping. And I want to do a few things with space. It'd be really cool to sort of figure out the launching system and maybe even... Woo! Hi! Lag spike. See if we can figure out the method of like launching bits and bobs up to it so that this takes the actual structure. I don't know if that's possible, but that'd be kind of cool. Once we're up there, I mean, technically we can just teleport up and down and have all of the resources we need, and this will also involve getting a quantum bridge set up. So quantum link chamber, we're gonna link it to this base. Kitty cats, oh my gosh. And we're gonna have a great time. So, this is pretty funny. I've been kind of avoiding the EV machine, the Advanced Assembling Machine Mach 3, because I kind of want that to be one of the last things we do on this quest page, because this moves us forward into the next age, so to speak. It pushes us forward into Ivy, I believe, and that's right here. So I wanted that to be right here. Now, the hilarious thing is that for the space station assembler, we will need an Advanced Assembling Machine Mark III. So not only are we going to make one, we're going to make two of these little fellas, probably more moving forward, so that we can take one of them and slap it down to make our space station assembler. Whew! Nice. So that's more quests than I meant to do, but hey, that's okay. Look at that. We have the EV assembling machine, and with a little bit of luck, we are ready to go and make a space station. And I'm seeing a warp core, which suggests that we might even be able to visit other planets with our space station, and that just sounds just so glorious to me that I am ludicrously excited. So, I hope that you are excited as well, and I hope to see you in the next episode. This has been Creeta, and this has been Omnifactory. Bye-bye!